Hi, and welcome back to Desi Maple Life. I am Harshita,
And I'm Tanuj.
and today we are both going to share our experience of living in Calgary. So, just to give you a background, we both used to live in Toronto, and we moved back, we moved here in Calgary this year in February, right?
Yep.
And yeah, that was a difficult decision because we were very unsure. And I think last year, the same time, like in the December 2023, we were looking for the houses here in Calgary. So we like stayed for about 10 days here, right?
Yeah. So initially, even I was unsure whether to move to Calgary or not because we were in Toronto. Our life was all set. We
Yes.
were both working, and especially we loved the vibe of Toronto downtown. We were living in the downtown city. The career opportunities in IT field and her project management field were more in Toronto.
Hmm.
So we were always worried and thinking about whether we should move to Calgary or not. We would find good jobs there or not. How will be our career progression?
So we decided that we will go and give it a try. If nothing will work out, we'll move back. Yes. So we are going to share our major experiences that I think would help anyone who is planning to move to Calgary, who are actually living in Calgary. So yeah, let's start with that.
Yeah. So in this video, you would get to know some of the very good experiences that we had, some of the not so good, some bad experiences, and some scary things too. So yes, let's get started. So the first thing that we are going to talk about is commute. When we were in Toronto, everything was so nearby. We were living in downtown, so everything was just a walk away. We would go to groceries, restaurants, or shopping. We could just maybe take a bus or a TTC
Yeah.
subway or just walk to that place. So it was not a big issue that we could think about. But when we moved to Calgary, we found out that the roads are not very clean. Everything is a little far further away, plus the sidewalks were not also very clean that you could just walk to a nearest grocery store or
Yeah,
so.
because we visited in winter, like we visited in December, so there was a snowfall, obviously, and the pathways were not very clean. Like you cannot walk a long distance there.
Yes, so buying a car became a very primary concern that we had to think about when we were moving to Calgary. But in terms of commute, now we talk about Calgary. We found that the roads are wider
Yes.
because like there is a lot of space. So driving in the city in and out is very easy. Plus, the Calgary city is designed in such a way that you have a Deerfoot trail which goes all around the city. So from one end to the other end, it's just take 20 minutes. Whether you are in downtown or you are at one end of the Calgary city, you can reach anywhere in just 10 to 20 minutes of time. But
I love that because now if we any day we decide that we want to go to downtown to visit any park or to eat anything, it's just that okay, let's go. We don't even have to think about the traffic or like the roads. It's very nearby and you don't feel like that you have to plan ahead to go
yeah,
somewhere. So that's the
that's
best
true.
part. Okay, next let's talk about the lifestyle. So, once we moved here, we have traveled a lot of places nearby. I think during the summer, we have enjoyed all our weekend, and the places which people see are actually very beautiful. Is very close by to Calgary, like you know about the Banff, Jasper, and even our parents came that time, and they loved it a lot. Like the view was amazing. Everyone talks about whoever are from India, mostly like how clear the sky is. So that was amazing thing. And I think Banff, it just take 1.5 hours from
One and
here.
a half hours, yeah.
Yeah, 1.5 hours from our house, which is pretty close by. And I have been to Banff like four times now
Already,
already.
yeah. We love the mountains and the
Yes.
river and the forest that you see. So it's an amazing vibe when you come to.
Here you have a number of options. If you want to travel, you love outdoor and activities, like you have plenty of things to do. So I love this part about this city.
Yeah, plus Alberta is very close to three other provinces, which
Hmm.
is Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and British Columbia. So this year we try to visit British Columbia as well
Yes.
as Saskatchewan. So have you must have seen our travel vlogs of British Columbia where we visited Kamloops, Kelowna, and Salmon Arm. So that was an amazing trip too.
Yes.
Yes,
If you
and
have not seen those videos, I'll give the link even in the like description, and there on the top you can see. So go and watch that video. It was fun. Okay, now let's move to the very important point, which is food. We both are foodie and we love to cook and we love to try new foods every time.
yeah, because I think in Toronto you have a lot of different cuisines, but the in terms of prices, the dishes are quite expensive. Plus, you have more taxes. In Calgary, because of that, the taxes are lower, the food prices are a little cheaper, and you have similar variety of restaurants in Calgary as well. So we tried Vietnamese, we tried Chinese, we tried Japanese, Indian, all Italian, all kind of different cuisines that we could find,
Mm.
and the food was delicious. The people, the service people were also very nice to us, and there were a lot of variety in terms of food.
I mean, we're Indians, and to be honest, we love eating Indian foods. It's like we can try everything, we love that. But at the end of the day, if someone will ask me, what do you want to eat, I'll always go for something
Indian
Indian.
dishes.
And I would say that in Calgary, the options are more,
More
right?
in terms of Indian dishes, yeah.
Yes.
But that's like our personal experience.
Mhm.
Maybe you might have a different experience. If you think Toronto is better, the restaurants in Toronto are better, please comment down below, and we would love to know your opinion.
Yeah. Now let's talk about shopping. So back in Toronto, we used to go to Eaton Center a lot because it was nearby our home, and I used to go to the shops and see the products. But I used to observe one thing, that there were like kind of very limited offers going on in the shops. So we used to see the products and come home and search for the same thing online, and then buy stuffs in the offers, right?
Yeah.
But here in Calgary, I have felt that I go to the Cross Iron Mills, which is nearby our home. It's like 10 minutes drive, and there always some offers or others are going on. Like in during this Black Friday sale and Boxing Day sales, it was like very cheaper, and it's the same price as the online. Like it's very rare that they have kept the prices more in the store than online. So that is one good thing. And again, obviously you might know it already, the taxes are the huge benefit. Like because of the 5% taxes, every product feels cheaper than there, right?
Yeah, that's true. But like in terms of when you compare to all the brands that are available in Toronto, as well as to all the brand outlets that are available in Calgary, they both are same. So in terms of shopping experience, you would find all the brands in both the cities as the same. But yes, because the main factor is price, you would find things to be a little cheaper in Calgary.
So obviously this brings to our next point, which is affordability. So obviously there's no doubt that Calgary is more affordable than Toronto, for sure.
Yep.
So because of the taxes, even when we bought the house, there was no property tax, right?
Yes. There is no land transfer tax.
Okay, yeah.
Basically. So that's why the properties are anyways cheaper. Plus, when you compare to Toronto and Vancouver, the prices for condos and houses have gone way beyond the normal market levels. So, but here in Calgary, the prices are still affordable. Yes, they have gone a little up because there was a huge thing of move to Alberta. A lot of people migrated from Toronto and Vancouver to Calgary. So the prices have gone a bit higher, but they are still very affordable when you compare to Toronto and Vancouver.
Yeah, so due to this tax, like everything is a bit more affordable. Like either you're buying cameras, you're buying phones, iPads, any electronics or furniture. So that's the best thing, and that's what we hoped for, right?
Yes, and anything that you buy, things are very cheap here as compared to
Not
Toronto.
very cheap, but
But
affordable
yes,
than
affordable. So
Toronto.
you save a lot of money.
Yes, if we compare these two places, so obviously there is a number of opportunities where you can save the money in Calgary that you can't save in Toronto.
Yes, that's true. Now let's talk about career opportunities. I think this was something that was a main concern for us when we were thinking of moving from Toronto to Calgary. I think for people in Vancouver also, they must be thinking that should we move to Calgary, whether you will have more career opportunities in Calgary or not. But when I say that career opportunities, especially in IT field, I feel they are still less in Calgary as compared to Toronto and Vancouver.
Yes.
But when I talk about Harshita's career path, which is in project management, there are multiple opportunities. But yes, the industry is something that we need to talk
Yes,
about.
I mean, here you will find a number of openings for job related to construction. Either it's the construction, like
Or
project
the
management job
energy
in
sector,
construction.
yeah, in the oil and
Yeah,
gas and
oil and
energy
gas.
sector.
Yes.
So that's something that we are still trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think when I open LinkedIn and I search for the jobs in project management, I see that Toronto has like double
Number
or
of opportunities.
triple the number of opportunities than the Calgary has for now, like the kind of role I'm searching for. So, yes, that is one drawback. I would say that it's one thing to think about before moving. So,
Yeah,
otherwise, it's pretty good. Like, if you have settled job, if you have like kind of stability in your life, like you have the office in the Calgary itself, that's awesome.
that's awesome. Yeah.
But if you think that you have to find a job after moving here, then this is the major point that you have to keep in your
Yeah.
mind, that it might take some time to find
Yes,
the
but
correct.
all of the major banks, all of the major IT
Hmm.
companies have their offices in Calgary. And if they are open and supporting you to go for a remote work experience, or if some of your team members are already in Calgary and you can go to office and meet them, then I think it's not big of a deal. But yes, you need to have a job and an employer who supports your move to
Yes.
Calgary. That's true.
So before moving to Calgary, when we were planning to move, we talked to a number of people, and most of the people, like they majorly said that the weather will be very bad here in Calgary. So we were a bit scared before moving. But the good thing was that we visited Calgary in December
December.
itself, right?
Yeah.
To look for the houses. And that time also, it was not snowing that much, right? And the loveliest thing I found about the city is even during the winter, it's sunny. Doesn't matter even for 1 hour or 2 hours, but it's sunny every time. And that's the best part because you will not feel gloomy that much, right?
Yeah.
So I love the weather here. You can see right now, even we are shooting this video on December 24th, and we have a plenty of sunlight.
Yeah, that's a less common known fact, that I think Toronto is much colder as compared to Calgary, because Calgary is always sunny. It is, I think, most sunniest city in whole of Canada.
Hmm.
So even though it's cold, it would be -20 outside, but because of the sun, you will not feel as cold as you would feel maybe in Toronto when you have a lot of wind chill or something. Plus, Vancouver, people already know that it is famous for always raining and a bad weather. So here I also felt that overall your mood is always nice, because you have a lot of sun, you always feel, cheerful, and it's not that gloomy at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I felt gloomy for like 1 week only in
Yeah,
November.
1 week
November, when it
maybe.
was snowing a lot here, and there was no sun for I think 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So that part where I started to feel like, okay, I'm sad and I don't know the reason behind it. So yes, but apart from that, it's very good. Like when I work, my office is at this side itself on the top floor, so I always have a plenty of sun, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, that's true. Now let's talk about some of the bad experiences that we faced in Calgary. There are very few, let me tell you, but yes, there are some things which are a bit concerning, and anybody who is trying to move now should think about those things, which we were not aware initially.
Hmm.
So the first thing is water shortages. So it's not like you would face any problems in terms of water shortages. We never faced such issues. But what
Yes.
happened was, when we were here, there was a major water pipeline that broke down, and it was a huge news as well, because there were critical emergencies that were announced by government of Calgary. And
Even we had the notification to
yes,
use
and
less water, like
yeah,
not to
all the
use in
Calgarians
gardening
were
and all.
told to
Yeah.
use less water, especially in the summertime,
Yes.
where people do a lot of car washes, or they water their lawns. So
Mm.
we were asked not to do that, because there was that major pipeline breakdown. So what I did my research and understood was that the infrastructure of Calgary city is a bit older as compared to Toronto and Vancouver.
Hmm.
Plus, it is not equipped for such a large population, which has because like people from Toronto and Vancouver have moved in large numbers here, but the Calgary's infrastructure is not well suited right now to support that population growth. They are working on it, they are improving those things, but it would take time. So that is something we need to think about, that in future there might be more water pipeline breaks. But yes, Calgary city is working on them, they are repairing them.
Okay, now let's talk about one of our worst experience so far in Calgary. So we heard about the hailstorm that Calgary in northeast region and northwest, right?
Northwest, yeah.
Yeah, that they actually face major hailstorms, but we had no clue that how severe it could be. So in August,
On 5th August, I think, yeah.
5th August. So we were at the gym during around like 6 p.m. something, and we got the notification saying that there is a possibility of hailstorm.
Yeah.
So we like kind of thought, let's spend more 5 more minutes and then we'll go back. And we did the same. Like I think 5 to 7 minutes we were there after the notification, and then we started our journey back to our home. And that's when like we were around 4 minutes away from our home, and we got the hailstorm. And let me tell you, it was, I can't like express that in the words because it was the first time for me. It was very severe. The ice balls were like of golf size balls, and they were like coming from everywhere. The car like had the sound effect of bombarding. It's like you are in the mafia
Yeah.
gang and you are facing
It's like
those.
your bullets were being fired.
Exactly. But when we reached at home and we saw our car, we felt very bad. I cried like because that was our first car. It was like 4 months or 5
Yeah, we
months.
bought our first car in February,
Yes,
and in August we had this hailstorm. So it was not even 5 months old of a car, and it was
exactly.
completely damaged. The entire windshield
Mm.
was completely cracked, and
Dents.
the
There were a
entire
number
body,
of
all the
dents.
panels had big dents, which were golf-sized dents. So it was not like you could, just let it go. So yeah, it was very sad experience. It was a bad
And that
experience.
was a very bad experience. So then we researched and we got to know that this is the thing that could happen like in
Every
three,
2 to 3 years
yeah,
this
3 years.
happens, so this
Yeah.
is a very common thing that happens, and whenever it comes it has very damaging effect all around. Yeah, but then if you have good insurance, like we had a good car insurance, plus we had a good home insurance as well. Luckily our home had no damage because it was quite a new building. It was built in 2019, so we didn't have much damage on in our.
I mean, so this is the thing that we can't avoid, right? It's the nature doing. But one thing that you could do to maybe lessen the effect, that you can always find the homes which have the underground parking, because in number of places in Calgary there's street parking, right?
Yes,
So that is one thing you can do, but we can never say like who knows that even we had the underground parking, but we were like,
but we were outside, so our
yes.
car got
So
damaged.
that's
Plus,
one
yeah,
thing.
have good insurance and have underground parking, and I think you will be safe. Another important thing that I wanted to add here was the electricity outage that happened. Like we were not affected by it, we never got to experience that.
Yes.
But when I was researching about water shortage issues, I also found out that the power grid of Alberta is also little old, and it's not capable enough to take care of the new excessive population growth that has happened for the past 2 3 years in Calgary. So they are working on improving their power grids as well, but in future also there might be a situation where the power grid completely fails and we might have to face like 2 3 hours of no electricity. But that
I did
hasn't
not
happened
know
yet.
that actually so
Yeah,
far.
that hasn't happened yet. Overall, if we summarize our experience, I think
Yes.
Calgary is one of the best cities to live in Canada.
Mm.
If you have a stable job and your employer is willing to support you for your move to Calgary, I think it's a good place to be. It's very affordable, the weather is nice.
Now, some people might say that now Calgary is also not very cheap and it's not affordable. That's somewhat true, but still, I would say that still it's more affordable than other
Other
places.
places, that's
Right.
true.
So yeah, this was our experience so far, and we love being here. Like I didn't know that because when I was in downtown, I used to love the life there. A lot of hustle bustle and people. When I first moved here, I kind of thought that maybe it's too quiet, it's too, I don't know, it's not for me. But when we started living here and build our home, it feels really like at home now.
Now I love Calgary more. I don't want to move to any other city. If I am in Canada, I would love to be here as long as possible.
Yes, so that was it, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And obviously, you are allowed to share our videos with your friends and whoever you think that this video might be helpful, like someone who is planning to move to Calgary like us.
Yeah, so if you are planning to move to Calgary
Yes,
or you have already moved to Calgary and you have also some opinions and thoughts which are different from us,
yes.
please feel free to comment down below
Mm.
and let us know how you felt by moving to Calgary.
Yes, so that's all we had to say for this video, right?
Yeah,
We will see you guys in our next video. Till then, bye and take
take care.
care. Happy holidays.